I'm going to lay out some facts for you that no one else is talking about, and I'm going to let you be the judge of what you truly think is going on. So according to ancient literature and the Bible and apocryphal text, not just your 66 books, it talks about at the end you're having a behemoth, a leviathan, 4 titans in the Euphrates, and also 7 other titan angels, according to Enoch, released onto the earth at the end of time. Read this with me. Baruch, 2 Baruch, chapter 29, verse 4, and Behemoth shall be revealed from his place, and Leviathan shall ascend from the sea, those 2 great monsters which I created on the 5th day of creation. As I have pointed out, Behemoth is the dragon of the land, and Leviathan is the dragon of the sea. Godzilla is the dragon of the land, and Ghidorah is the multi-headed Hydra dragon that's kept at the 7th part of the earth in Antarctica beneath the ice in Godzilla lore. And also in Godzilla's sequence of movies, you'll notice Godzilla is released before Ghidorah is released at the end. Ghidorah is released to start the apocalypse, where Ghidorah sets off a frequency after being released by the government from Antarctica's ice wall, sets off a frequency that causes many other titans to rise all over the earth that were petrified beneath mountains for a period of time. There's people now all over that are finally understanding that Leviathan's head sits at the 7th part of the earth, the sea serpent in Drake passage, but also it has a second head sitting here in this passage, which is why the word says, thou hast crushed the heads of Leviathan. Now pay attention to this. According to the rabbinic literature, okay, you have the Behemoth and Leviathan, which are locked in a destined final duel to destroy each other. Godzilla and Ghidorah are portrayed as ancient rival whose awakening always signals a world-ending event. Godzilla represented by the Behemoth, Ghidorah represented by the Leviathan, the sea dragon. And as I said, Ghidorah, the sea serpent and the 7th part of the earth, is broken free from the ice in Antarctica by the United States government. Go watch Godzilla King of Monsters. Really want your mind blown? I put out many videos proving the fact that Pearl Harbor, Hiroshima, Nagasaki was exactly what took place in Godzilla -1. Hence the reason why hundreds of thousands of civilians had to die, while only thousands of military had to die. Now, I also pointed out the fact that after they blew up hundreds of thousands of civilian witnesses on those 2 coastlines, okay, you have them after that go crazy. They set off 23 nuclear detonations at Bikini Atoll, which was called the Proving Grounds, and then 43 nuclear detonations at another atoll island, but that ain't even it. Atoll itself was bombed over 100 times out there in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Now, at this exact same point in time, you need to know what was taking place. We were exploring the ocean, right? And while we were exploring the ocean, we only got 10 to 15% into it, and all of a sudden there was a change of plans. So we started the space race, in which we, for some reason, we were trying to get away from the oceans. And the next thing you know, 1947 come, the CIA is created. You have the Roswell incident happen, and you also have the Dead Sea Scrolls all taking place at the exact same point in history. But even more than that, you have this. They bombed the ocean all the way for about 10 years. And in the middle of all of it, you have the Lucky Dragon number 7. I meant the Lucky Dragon number 5. You know, like in Godzilla -1. See, in Godzilla -1, for some reason, this is real life, they're out there patrolling for mines. Can you imagine why we dropped so many mines all out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean during all of this testing? But let me tell you, it didn't stop there. You need to understand, NASA was developed at the same time, where they were approved to launch rockets straight into the Bermuda Triangle and straight into the Dragon's Triangle out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean I was telling you guys about. And the whole world applauds and marvels after Apollo missions. You know, like Apollo of Revelation 9/11 that deceives the world? But I need to show you what's taking place right now. Right now, on top of everything I presented over the past couple of years already happening in the ocean, you need to realize there's a lot of missiles, big missiles being launched in the oceans at nothing right now. Millions and millions of dollars worth of missiles launched at nothing right now. For example, U.S. military the other day did a test launch, freaked everybody out, with nuclear capabilities, the ICBM from California. directly into the Pacific Ocean. And then they said this to assure everyone. They said, as with every such test launch, the Pentagon stresses that this one was not in response to world events and was planned years ago. Which is weird because at the exact same moment, North Korea is also launching ballistic nuclear capable missiles into the sea. What sea? The Pacific Ocean and the Yellow Sea and the Dragon Sea. But that ain't it. You also need to know the United States and Japan are out there, and they are doing some serious firepower testing as well. So much, in fact, that they need 1,700 U.S. troops and allied troops on a mission rehearsal for the defense of something big, a dangerous security environment. And here we go, Japan firing missiles in joint drill with the U.S. and allies, all those I was showing you, into the northern Philippines facing the South China Sea. As you know, I've been pointing out the number 88 a lot and its whole tie-in with this chaos at the end of the world. Well, guess what? Those missiles they're launching are Type 88s. Surface-to-ship missile launchers launching Type 88 missiles. Oh, but it gets crazy. Remember I told you they put the names and titles right in your face. Remember what happened in 1954? You have the creation of Godzilla. And in 1959, they decided to come up with expendable rockets. And they named them Titans. Wow. And they shot like 368 of those Titan rockets into the oceans. Wow. Well, lo and behold, only a couple years later, they make this huge rocket called the Sea Dragon, made to launch directly into the ocean, which is why they made it a floating rocket. And as I said, Apollo's name is all over it. And guess what they got catching these Titan Sea Dragon rockets now? They have a Mechazilla. That's what it's called, thanks to Elon Musk. A Mechazilla is what catches these Titan Sea Dragon rockets. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Mechagodzilla is the arch enemy of who? Godzilla. And it's a man-made tech giant created robotic kaiju. Sounds a lot like Pacific Rim and Power Rangers to me. But anyway, the Mechagodzilla is the enemy of Godzilla, the Dragon of the Sea. And it made its first appearance in 1974. It's no coincidence that the same year all this stuff happened, you have them breaking the sound barrier trying to get away from everything so fast. I also think it's wild that we broke the sound barrier the same year we have a UFO crash. Wonder where that technology came from. But hey, I'm just crazy, right? Maybe all of this is just a coincidence. You tell me.